been putting this off for way too long. This is the back shroud. I'm gonna actually get to work on it today. I'm gonna start with the inside because there is that gooey, tarry undercoating in the back and a little bit on the side. So I'm gonna heat that up and scrape it off. So I got these two shrouds as cleaned off as I can get them. Looking at them, I know that sanding them by hand isn't going to get into the places I need to get into. When I first looked at sandblasting, I was going to sandblast the whole car with glass beads, and I bought a bunch of that. So I've been reading, and it says glass beads is really good on aluminum. So I'm gonna, the pressure, I've been sandblasting the steel at around 90 psi. With the glass beads, you do it around between 40 and 50 psi, so it's not as intense. It's also a lot finer. It's more of a polish than a cutting action. So I'm gonna give that a shot. I'll try it on the underside, someplace it's not showing. In the corners where there's lots of support and stuff, and give it a try, see how it goes. If it's awful, I'll stop and do something else. But I guess I might be addicted to sandblasting. It's just so much easier than the potential of doing it by hand. Yeah, so this is going pretty good. The only problem is it's a little too gentle. It's so gentle you could sandblast babies with it. Wait a minute, don't do that. Do not sandblast babies. That's bad. Okay, now that said, as you can see, wherever this undercoating stuff was too thick, it's stuck on there, so I need to scrape some more. And then there's some mastic. It's interesting I did a little bit on the front side. I can't show it to you right now, but it would actually take off the red paint and leave the original white paint in place. I don't know if the white paint is like 2 coats, so it's just eating through it slower, or if it has some elasticity to it and it's just bouncing off of it. But this is really, really gentle. It's like just pouring the sand over it instead of throwing at it. But you can see the results. It's shiny. I like that. I've realized that this is in worse condition than I expected. I found some holes I'm going to have to weld through, and there were a couple. There was a dent here, one over here, and this was all like potato chipped all along this edge. So while I was letting the compressors cool down, I took the time to do a rough straighten of those things. But it is looking better than it was before. So sandblasting was really slow. So I switched over to orbital sander, which was doing okay. There were places I just couldn't get to. So eventually I switched over to this. It's like a nylon scrubby pad thing on a grinder. It works exceedingly well. My grinder, I'm able to turn the speed way down, so I didn't heat up anything. Well, it got a little warm, but not enough to start damaging it or anything. There's a lot of Bondo on the back here. I said it in an earlier video, this car had never been wrecked. And then we started finding damage hidden under Bondo. This whole back is very wavy. So I'm going to do my best to beat it out and then smooth it down. But, first I went over with the grinder thing, and then I went back with the sandblaster, and the grinder left it looking about like this, and the sandblaster takes those last little marks away. I just haven't gotten to all of it yet. Still having issues, deep crevices like this, but no, overall, pretty good. This is my second day of work on this, and that's just stripping it down. It's going to take a lot to bring this back into shape. There's a lot of corrosion, as you can see. Most of this will be hidden, but when it gets up above here, when it's in the screw holes, things like that, it's going to need fixed down the corners. But slow progress. So while I'm bead blasting, I thought I would take care of this as well. Here I've done this side already and left this side, so you can see the difference. Some of it's just dirt, but there was a bit of corrosion. But it's cleaning up rather nicely. I've read that these typically in restorations are polished too much. This is rather matte, but I might go over it and do just this front part, give it a little bit more shine than what it has now. But blasting with these beads is really cool because it does give it almost a polished look right out of the gun, which is great. So yeah, while I was in the bead blasting, I hit these. Before they were very rusty. And now, I also did this one over here. It's harder to see. But I hit them with the bead blasting, and then did a clear coat on top of them. I think originally they were like zinc plated or something.
If you liked this video, click the like button below. If
If you want to come along on the ride as we complete this project, click the subscribe button. If you want to make sure Google reminds you every time there's a new video, click the alarm bell. Your support is very much appreciated.